Hello
Hey,
again.
Ivana. Hello.
Hi.
I'm going to start here by having you try to answer the question about why do you need the scholarship. A couple sentences. You want to start by emphasizing um, that you want to get a degree in marine biology. You know that school is expensive because of the cost to live on campus for food and things like that, and you look for a scholarship to help pay for it.
All
So
right.
could you put some of that into
Can I also mention how it's expensive to afford textbooks?
that is less and less important nowadays. Typically, it's the tuition that's the big one. But you could say tuition, books, room, and board. That sort of covers everything.
So something like this.
You're missing part where you say what you're going to do in college. The way this reads, I'm not trying to be critical of you, but the way this reads is that you just want to go to school, like you don't have a purpose for going to school. So you want to talk about first what degree program you're going to pursue.
So like how would I mention marine biology in that?
You say the I need a uh I can't write this for you. You have to give me a little more. Just you include the word marine biology in some of this. Yeah, I I someone says you're answering questions. What do you want to study in college?
I want to study marine biology.
Okay, there's a sentence. So I would like you to type that, put a sentence together like that.
Okay. So I just copied and pasted what I wrote the time, and then I'm gonna add on biology and that stuff basically.
I need, I'll copy it too. I need you to be the one doing it as instead of me doing it.
Yeah.
Uh, you have different words that you use than me, and I don't want to.
Yeah. Just give me a second. Okay, I just typed something different. Does this one work a little bit better?
Mhm. Right. So let's grab this. All right. Um, I plan to study marine biology uh in college. Actually, that's redundant. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit more to that. Best current current estimates. Um, and the average cost of tuition can be as much as let's say $40,000 a year for tuition, books, and living expenses. So this is what I meant by creating a need. You want to make it clear that you have big goals, and that's why we need to answer the following question, which is why do you want to study marine biology?
All right, let me just type that out.
Okay.
I can say I was always interested in like the ocean and like its light and like marine life, right? Like about marine biology, right?
Sure. Anything to start. We're gonna dress it up. Um,
Mm. So here's what our first wrote so far, because I can't think of anything else to write. This is what I've written right now. Going to add
okay.
more onto the sentence.
All right. Now, this is all. I'm going to keep prefacing this because it's not to hurt you. It's to help you see the world through a different lens. Um, how many other kids do you think want to study marine biology because they've liked the ocean?
No idea.
Like everyone. Like this is really a common thing. I can remember when I was in high school, probably exactly your age, and you just ask people, well, why do you want to be a marine biologist? Because I love the ocean. And that's like, it's not that it's false or wrong. It's just that it's not very deep. The depth of answer isn't very deep. Um, it's we want more. And it's okay if you don't know those reasons right now.
Yeah, all I know is that I just really like it. I love learning about how the sea
Right.
creatures live
So
there. I love like how they have systems of how everything like functions down there with like coral reefs and stuff.
keep going. You're saying good stuff now, finally. Keep going.
I just know as a kid, I was like, the only reason I wanted to go to Australia was to see the what's it called, the Great Barrier Reef, because I always thought that it would be interesting just to see how fish live in the coral. I always wondered like how coral was really helpful to the ocean's environment.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. That's good. All
Yeah.
right.
Um,
Okay. Because so let me try to compare this. When you say that you always like the ocean and the creatures that live there, um, that's not a very good reason to actually go and be a marine biologist. Because like you can go and visit the ocean if you're a lawyer or a doctor, right? Or
yeah.
a teacher. Like you can go and visit the ocean, but study marine biology goes beyond that. It's what you said down here about the systems of coral reefs, fish living there to help the ocean's environment. There's some depth to that now. It's beyond you. When you say that you like the ocean, it's about yourself. When you talk about the systems of coral reefs and the environment, is it about you anymore?
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Um,
not. It's about them. That's good. So when you think about someone that is giving a scholarship, would they rather give it to a selfish person
no,
or a selfless person?
a selfless person because a selfless person wants to like help the best it can. I know that I know that if I were to become a marine biologist, I would try to help out as much as I can, making sure that like turtles aren't harmed with the consumption of plastic. I just want to try to get as much plastic out of the sea because it's harming to everyone, like to all the sea creatures. I think turtles think plastic bug bags are a type of sponge, and they like to
Okay.
eat on sponges. That's what I know.
Okay. Good. This is good. It's all good stuff. Okay. So we're gonna tie in that fish story now.
It was
Okay. Uh, so so we're gonna answer this question differently. We're gonna tell a story. Uh, one time, and it's better if you can be more specific, like you can say the year, but we can get that. One time I was boogie boarding
with my friend.
with my friend at Dana Point.
Yup. Oh my God. And
The
it
water,
was
how,
kind of it
sorry,
was high tide, so like even if you're really close to shore, you could not touch your feet to the ground.
okay, high tide. Um, we paddled out how far from shore? Maybe
Mm, not
50
too
feet,
far. Yeah, maybe
100.
50 feet.
Okay. So we're kind of setting the scene here. You're with your friend, it was high tide, the water's murky, then what happened?
While we're waiting for a wave, like a really good one to come by, um, we're chilling, like we're just talking, and I'm kicking my feet obviously in the water to help myself up to the board, and I felt scales, and I was like, did I just kick a fish? And I freaked out because I didn't know what it was. I couldn't see what it was. The water was murky because of sand. So I freaked out, jumped on my buggy board, and looked at my friend. I was like, I'm going back to shore. I am not staying. And he's laughing at me, like, why are you freaking out? I'm like, I get the fish. What do you mean? You would freak out too.
So I'm sort of dressing it up here a little bit. We kept waiting for a big wave to come by, and all of a sudden I felt the scales of a large fish that swam by
Like it
me.
was a um
We can be exaggerating here a little bit. Um,
yeah.
I
And
panicked
yeah, I did
and
panic.
pushed back to shore. I don't know, does that sound right to you?
No, I swam. I like Was on.
Did you jump off the board or did you?
I did jump off the board. I was like, "You take my boogie board and you use it. I'm going back to shore. I am not
Okay,
staying here."
that's good. That's really good. So we're creating this kind of like situation where you actually don't really like the ocean.
But I did do that. That was
Interesting.
the one. Was the one scenario that I actually just didn't like the ocean for the
Okay.
day.
So, but that's okay. You um like I don't know if this is true, but this is what this is what you would put into a script is that you got curious about fish.
Yeah.
Um maybe you went home and you started like searching on the internet for what kind of fish lived at Dana Point, and maybe the next day you went to an aquarium.
I've been to an aquarium, I think maybe 3 times in my life. Actually, at this camp that I went to, the one in Catalina, it's protected. We have marine biologists that actually did some of the activities there, right? They
Yeah, I was
had
going to
this.
ask if you'd been to Catalina Island because that's a big one.
Yeah, I've been to Catalina. I've been
Okay.
kayaking there. I've snorkeled there. They had this little aquarium that you could go into, and you could touch stingrays. You could touch like the nurse sharks there. I think I went to touch the sea urchin, and that was really interesting. And they told us so many fun facts about them, and I think that's one of the reasons that I liked it a lot.
But we're
I
still not getting to we're still being we've got to make the connection for the reader. The reader at this point thinks you don't like the ocean. So how are we gonna connect it? And I mean, you want to be truthful, but you can sort of work around it a little bit. Like this was a big moment for you. You like you said, you jumped off the board and swam back to shore. Like it sounds like you don't want anything to do with the water. So what changed? That's a question for you to answer. What changed?
what changed was that I
And
realized that the fish didn't what was just minding its own business and was trying to just it was probably looking for food.
there's something really good in what you just said there. And I don't know if you intended this, but um, you were in the fish's habitat.
Exactly.
Maybe you were the problem.
Yeah. I think I freaked out because um sharks can come to shore, but it's very rare. So when I kicked whatever was down there, I that's why I freaked out. I'm like, it could be a shark because I learned
Okay,
that
so
sharks are attracted to splashing noises.
did you go to Catalina Island after this experience or before?
Oh, before. I've been
Okay.
to Catalina when I was 10, 11. I was
All right.
12 when this happened, and I couldn't go to camp, and then I went again
So
a few months
that
ago.
doesn't help. That doesn't help us. It's like let's just say you hadn't been to Catalina Island and you could say, well, you know, and then I went to Catalina Island and I got comfortable with fish. Uh, so for the sake of this essay, let's say you went to Catalina Island after. Is that somewhat true? I mean, did you go to
Yeah.
Catalina Island? Okay. All right. All right. So, um, later that summer, I went to Catalina Island. Okay. I want you to write some sentences about like what you did there to get more comfortable or get excited about marine biology.
And I mentioned that I
Go
went
ahead
to
and
the summer camp.
sure. You can you can if you could type this out, please. I'll be right back with you.
Okay. Okay, here's what I have typed out so far about the camp
Right.
that I went to, and it's a lot.
Yeah. Right. Later that summer, I went to Camp Camp Fox on Catalina Island, and it was an amazing experience. I learned so much about sea life there, and it made me love the ocean and learn more about the, instead of animals, we want to see something like variety of plant and animal life. Uh, so you've already said amazing experience. You generally don't want to duplicate that. Um, we can just rewrite this. Two of the most memorable experiences. I don't really like that word, but I don't know what else to say, so we'll just say experiences. Uh, were the underwater snorkeling and the kayaking trips. I was able to experience, we're using that word again too much, firsthand, the many different fish species and also saw sea lions playing with each other. So here's the we're trying to make a connection back to what you said earlier. Um, I reflected on my time at Dana Point and realized that I was um, that I should not have been surprised to have the encounter with the fish. I was in their environment and an outsider. Okay. So the reason we're saying that is we're building this case that you want to now protect these things. You care about them.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next question and you sort of already answered this, is what do you hope to accomplish as a marine biologist?
Um,
And you kind of answered it down here, um, but I want you to expand on this as much as you can, or write. And it's okay if you go to the internet and say, what does a marine biologist do, or how do they help? But it's all of this here. So I'd like you to type some of those things.
right, here's what I have written out so far.
Right. So we need more information there, but that's we can get that here. So let me just talk a little bit about the structure of this at because we haven't done much of this. So normally you put your name, your address, the date at the top, and usually some sort of greeting like to whom it may concern, or dear scholarship.
So I just have to now write my name.
Well, let me. You don't need to put all this in here. I'm just looking for uh, so actually let me do it differently. So it's your name, not your address, the scholarship type, um, the date, and then you need a title. So we'll get the title here. Um, and like something I like here is from land to sea. That's kind of corny. You can come up with the title, but yeah, something like that. Okay. Uh, so we're missing kind of connection information there, but we're close. We're really close here. All right. So let's just read this from the top. Hi, my name is Ivana, and I'm 18 years old, living in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm applying for the scholarship for the college scholarship. So let's maybe say a college scholarship. I mean, it'd be nice if we actually had one to apply to. Fun facts, comma, I've been figure skating since I was 3 years old, speak Bulgarian, and would love to live in a castle someday. All right. Um, after high school, I plan to attend. What universities? What is there a university that has a marine biology degree?
No, not yet. I don't know any of them.
Okay, so let's just say UCLA and study and study marine biology. Uh-oh, I feel like I eliminated a part of this that talked about the events of it. Okay, I did. Whoops. Uh-oh. Okay. Um, I guess that was all here. All right. Oops. All right, give me just a moment to get this back to where we were. All right, so we actually had this down here. Actually, now I know why that. All right, so I didn't always love the ocean. All right, maybe we'd say Beverly. Believe it or not, these are cliches. You actually don't want to include these, but for now, it's gonna be okay. I didn't always love the ocean. Okay, so we're hopefully you're seeing kind of what I'm doing here, which is just kind of organizing the essay. Hi, my name is Ivana and I'm 18 years old. Okay, fun facts. I've been figure skating. Okay, after high school, I plan to study marine biology out of state. and the average cost of tuition can be as much as 40,000 per year for tuition, books, and living expenses. This scholarship will go a long way towards covering those costs. Believe it or not, I didn't always love the ocean. One time I was boogie boarding with my friend at Dana Point. It was high tide. We paddled out 50 feet from the shore, and the water was murky. We kept waiting for a big wave to come by, and were talking with one another when suddenly I felt the scales of a large fish that swam by me. I panicked and jumped off the board and swam back to shore. Later that summer, I went to Camp Fox on Catalina Island, and it was an amazing experience. So we need a transition sentence. We need something like, little did I know that this was um, the event. Actually, we're okay. We'll do leave it like that. Okay. Later that summer, it doesn't transition well, but that's okay. And it was an amazing experience. I learned so much about sea life, and it made me love the ocean and learn more about the variety of plant life and animal life. Two of the most memorable experiences were the underwater snorkeling and kayaking trips. I was able to first-hand experience many different species, and also saw sea lions playing with each other. I reflected on my time at the endpoint and realized that I should not have been surprised to have the encounter with the fish. I was there in their environment as an outsider. Okay. It looks pretty good. Okay. Um, so we want to say something like after the time at Catalina Island, I became more aware of the need to protect animal life in the ocean. What's the
Yeah.
biggest problem? And you just mentioned here, what's the biggest problem?
Pollution.
Pollution. Okay. So the uh, biggest problem facing the oceans is
Pollution.
pollution. Okay. So, biggest problem facing the oceans, pollution. Okay, specifically plastic.
Yeah, plastic.
Okay, all right. So, what does the plastic do to the sea life, or what's a known problem with plastic? And this is what you got to answer now. What is the problem with plastic in the ocean? So, give me a sentence or two on that, please.
All right, here's what I have written out.
Right.
Those are just some of the big things that I could think of right now.
Okay, good.
They are true.
Yeah, plastic hurts the turtles. Some turtles think a plastic bag is a jellyfish, and that it's really dangerous for turtles' diet. Seagulls are important in marine life and get their legs stuck if they can't fly. Good. Yeah. So, um, maybe talk about now, like like let's just say you had infinite money. Okay. What would you do to help these animals?
If I were to have infinite money, I would so I wrote that if I had infinite money, I would use it to clean out plastic from the oceans, but I don't know what else to put.
Well, you're trying to help these animals, and that's where we need a little bit more depth here. Like, what would you do to help protect these animals? And that's a good start, is to say, you know what, I'm going to clean out all the plastic in the ocean.
Um, hmm. Okay, here's what I've written so far.
Okay. Right. So the reason I have to do this because it answers this question here, and we'll try to finish this off in 2 minutes. I think more time was needed. Um, beyond, so we want to talk about something about like beyond our, um, um, my lifelong dream would be to clean out plastic from the oceans and start a facility to help sick sea creatures recover. Okay. The start of this is completing a degree in marine biology. I have a long way to go, but this scholarship would be a huge help.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that looks good to me.
Okay, and that's where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we'll have to finish this up, but basically you're saying and maybe and maybe live in that castle someday too. So that's kind of just reminding the reader about the that. All right. So this is probably done. If you want to submit it like this, that's up to you. But we do have to stop there for today.